Hey, class, congratulations, you're done with the course. And now I'm going to make this video, or I'm making this video currently for you, for those of you that are interested in actually signing up and getting certified for your ACE certified personal trainer credential. As a reminder, so it is very confusing, and I apologize for that. I've had students ask me already, so what do I do? I have to sign up for their whole education program to get certified? No, 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 no. So we're going to go through this together, and I want you to just kind of follow along, watch the video. I'm going to show you a little bit about what's on the test, and then some strategies I'm going to suggest that I would strongly encourage. I'm going to tell you this right out of the gate. If you're planning on getting certified, you should get certified soon. You might think, well, I don't know enough. And we'll talk about that. But the reality is, I have seen time and time again, students that want to get certified wait and then they never do it. They wait thinking they need to learn more and they never do it. And then they remember less and less and less. And then they go, I can't do it. If you are interested in getting certified, you should be setting your test date probably for a month from now to, I would say, no more than 6 weeks. I would say a month. You've got January, or if this is end of summer, you've got the whole summer. For my winter students or my fall students, you've got basically through the holidays, January. Set your test date for the end of January. School doesn't start until the beginning of February. For my students who are finishing up in the spring, I would set your date literally right after the class is over, which is going to be, June, essentially June 1st, pretty much July, August, the latest. Set the date that starts the process, because then you will start to review and you'll say, I have X amount of time to do it. Do not wait on this if you plan on getting certified, because I guarantee you won't do it. I wish I had all the students that I've talked to over the years who said, I should have listened to you. I'm telling you, set the date and do it. Now, let's talk about the domains, and let's talk a little bit about how you actually go about signing up, because it's very confusing and I want to clarify this. So let me share my screen. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen here. I'm sharing. They've changed everything in Zoom. Share. Okay, here we go. Good. Let me move some stuff around so you can see it. I'm going to move my head around. I don't know if you can see me moving that, but I'm going to move it. All right, so I'm going to go to, I'm building it as we speak right now. The video will be dropped in right here. Let me get a little pointer. Nope, not annotate. I want to do, where's the pointer? They've changed everything. More pointer. Polls quiz. Man, it's been since COVID. I haven't really used Zoom to teach. So that's okay. Show participants. No, it's all right. All right. Annotate. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. It's over to the side. Okay. So I got my little check mark. There we go. I'll use the arrow, but I want to make it red. Red. Why is my check mark not red? Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's go spotlight. Here we go. Okay. So you can see that. All right. Now, moving along. So I'm providing you a link first and foremost. Let's talk about that. If you go to, and I'm going to just move around. I used to do the NSCA, so just bear with me. I'm going to go back to this actual page, go to modules. I should have had this all set up. At the very bottom of the modules, you've already ended up here. So here we are, right down here, about the ACE Certified Personal Trainer Exam. So I created this little chart for you, which actually comes from ACE. And I'm going to show you where this link is. They give you some more information where you can find this. But the ACE Certified Personal Trainer Exam, the CPT, I need to tell you right out of the gate, there are two options. One is a take-home, non-proctored exam. Do not take that. That will not get you hired. I don't know why they did this. I'm going to be perfectly transparent. They've dumbed it down. We have a low barrier of entry to be a personal trainer, as you've learned about. 18 years old, have a GED, have your CPR AED, and get a 70% on a 150 question exam. And you can train my grandmother, which frightens me, right? So no degree, no background in kinesiology. So what ends up happening is a lot of folks who have no background, maybe they got into lifting, and nothing wrong with that. It just depends on how much knowledge you want to gain. You can, for limited amounts of knowledge, you can be a functional working personal trainer. Okay, that's fine. Our personal training program here at LACC is going to prepare you to actually be a little bit more in depth than that, so that you can actually command a larger or higher dollar value than just having your basic personal trainer. Getting your CPT is the bare minimum. It has to be NCCA accredited. So I'll talk about that in a second, and we'll show you the differentiation. But ACE has two options now. One is an unaccredited version, and one is an accredited version. Do not buy the unaccredited version, because it will not get you employed at the major employment centers, the 24 hours of the world, the Equinoxes of the world, the Gold's Gym of the world. So make sure you're getting the NCCA accredited. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. So when you sign up for it, it is 150 questions. You'll see it here. It's comprised of 125 scored and 25 non-scored multiple choice questions, 4 answers or 4 question options, A, B, C, D, that test the candidate's knowledge, skills, and abilities in 4 domains. And I've listed it here: client onboarding and assessments, program design and implementation, program modifications and progression, risk management, professional conduct, and ethical business practices. Any of the CPT exams that are NCCA accredited have to test you on these domains. Now, if we go over here to the right, you're going to see what percentage of the questions will be based on each of those 4 domains. Client onboarding and assessments is 23% of the exam, almost a quarter of the exam. So that's the assessment process, the PAR-Q, motivational interviewing, understanding behavior change. All of that stuff is going to be part of the client onboarding and assessment. And then obviously injury intake and all that kind of stuff. The next one, program design, is the biggest. Program design and implementation is going to basically be your exercises, putting your exercises into action, right? How do I logically create a program? So that whole exercise where I gave you a client and I said, here's the scenario. This is the programming structure that we're going to use. ACE will talk about the mover method. I think that's not enough to help you early on. So I've created my own model that uses that nonlinear periodization model, which allows you to make changes in exercise programming over a certain amount of time in a logical way that allows you to slowly progress a person. Because early on in our careers, one of the challenges is like, how do I know when to make this more complex? I only know so many exercise variations of a squat? And what happens after 3 workouts if I've done all my variations? How do I keep going? So that's the logic there. But that stuff makes up 31%. So your programming, how do you structure exercise, your warm-ups? How do you structure a beginner program, an intermediate program, and an advanced program? How do you talk about cardiovascular training? So when you're dealing with ventilatory threshold 1 and ventilatory threshold 2, how stressful should you make that? Meaning, how intense should the exercise be based on the client and where they're at in their current conditioning? Then we have program modification and progression, which also is kind of the same, but how do we make specific variations on our exercise over time? How do we, again, talking about that ventilatory threshold, when someone is like, hey, I want to do more athletic performance, that program looks different than the basic functional training where we're just doing basics, right? And then what is the strength training? What does the intermediate level look like? What are the variables that I want to manipulate? So exercise, progressing exercises logically, again, we've talked about that in this course. I've tried to give you practical examples of it as part of the labs. That's to actually help you so that you don't just know it, theoretically, that you actually have to do it. And so that's going to be the biggest chunk. Those 2 parts are the largest chunk of this test. So if you feel kind of comfortable with that stuff, fantastic. Notice you're not going to see a ton of exercise anatomy, a ton of exercise physiology, although it's on there. It's built into a lot of these questions. So don't think you don't have to know planes of motion, that you don't need to know some joint action, balancing out, the patterns of human movement, the push, the pull, the squat, the hip hinge, groundwork, core work. How do you prioritize power exercises, speed exercises over strength exercises, over endurance exercises? What's more intense? Base of support over center of mass? All of these things that go into our decision-making process for selecting exercises for our clients. It's going to be covered in these categories. And then finally, we have 19% of the exam is going to be risk management, professional conduct, and ethical business practices. So those later chapters, chapter 16 in particular, but chapters that talk about profession scope of practice. Can you prescribe supplements? Can you prescribe dietary, a diet? And no, absolutely not. So knowing your scope of practice and what falls in your scope of practice and when do you need to refer out, and then also ethical dynamics, right? So business, risk management, insurance, maintaining your certification, all of these variables that cover the sort of that side of it, and risk management, professional conduct, and ethical business. This is what the test is all about. Now, you're going to have here, you see video-based questions make up approximately 10% of the questions on each ACE personal trainer exam. So 10% are going to be videos. It's going to be videos of the people performing exercise, and you're going to probably have to make a judgment on whether they're doing it right or doing it wrong. And then we have here, ACE certification exams are scored according to procedures accepted by the American Psychological Association, the American Educational Research Association, and the National Council on Measurement in Education. The candidate score is derived from the number of questions answered correctly, and then it is then converted to a scaled score ranging from 200 to 800 points, with the passing points set at a scaled score of 500 points. Candidates who earn a score of 500 or more will be awarded the ACE certification, for which they tested. So if you did the GFI, if you do the health coach, if you do the medical exercise specialist, it's all built around that. You're going to be focusing on the ACE personal trainer examination, the NCCA accredited one. All right, so more information on the recertifications of all of this stuff can be found here. Detailed ACE-CPT exams are going to be found here on the acefitness.org PT exam content text. I'll put that in the next page as well, so you'll see it in two different places. But let's go here. So first, let's click on this link, and it automatically takes you to a PDF that talks all about it, and it gives you all of this information, description, domains. Now here, you're going to see domain 1, obtain, and this is the first domain, client onboarding and assessment, and it gives you a much more detailed synopsis of what you need to know: communication, age, culture, abilities, other factors, health, lifestyle, all that intake stuff, tools, screening, waivers, in person, gathering information required to develop a program, appropriate dietary evaluation, dietary preferences such as DASH, low carb, et cetera, et cetera. So this, you need to be reading this, and then you need to be preparing in a way that you are taking all the questions from the chapters that prepare you on this. Okay, and then you need to have these skills: building rapport, et cetera, conducting effective interviews, and gathering relevant health information. So the motivational interview doc, the personal trainer intake form, where I was having you ask those open-ended questions, that's all helping set you up to be successful in this environment. You have to interpret an interview questionnaires and responses to determine contraindications and special considerations, including the PAR-Q, and to facilitate a program design, and then identify the need for obtaining a medical clearance referrals when appropriate. Okay, task 2 is here. The client's readiness for health-related behavior change, and evaluate exercise attitudes, beliefs through effective communication to build rapport. So here's all the stuff. So make sure you look at all this, read it. Here's task 3. This is all domain 1. Here's domain 2. There's multiple tasks, and it gives you a really detailed idea of what you need to know. I would go through this document, make sure you're familiar with everything. And if you're not, go to that part of the textbook, reread it, review it. I'm going to leave this course open so you can take the quizzes over and over and over again if you want, until you're knocking those, you know the quizzes and you're taking it without an issue off the top of your head. If you took my quizzes and just Google search for in Quizlet, It is what it is. I'm assuming you're not interested in being a personal trainer. Fine. But if you're interested in a personal trainer, you need to be able to recall this information out of all the questions that are available, the answers, the 4 multiple choice answers. You need to be able to figure out what answer it's not if you don't know it right off the top of your head. So being familiar with the information is going to be helpful to help you make a better educated guess. Again, we're going through all this. So these are all the tasks inside of domain 2. Here's domain 3. Again, facilitating program design, program modification, and progression. So all of the different things that you would do involved in this. I give you a high-level overview, but this is the detail. So click on this and review this. Check off the things that you know. Review the things that you don't know. And then finally, risk management, professional conduct, ethical business. So HIPAA, all those acronyms, all of that stuff matters. Emergency response. And then here's everything here. Okay, so I'm just going to keep scrolling through. That's it. That's that doc. So now let's go back. Whoops, go back over here. Let's not worry about recertification stuff yet. That comes at a later time. But let's go now into your ACE dashboard. So how do I sign up for this? I'm going to make sure that this link is here. But if you remember, in our modules, I had you create an account. Okay. At the very, very top. All right. ACE discounts and resources. So what I'm going to do, the student portal. Remember the good old student portal? Many of you are probably going to the ACE website and having difficulty finding the information. Like, where do I buy the test? You should not have to buy a review package at this point. So go to you have to log in. So make sure you're logged into your ACE account. Click the link. I'm going to provide that here. It's going to be the ACE student portal. When you click it, where'd it go? Right here. You're going to see a couple things: personal trainer, group fitness, and health coach. This is going to be the discounted, the most discounted, the least expensive option. If you go to the main website, you're going to have to pay more. And it's going to be tricky because it's going to want you to buy all these other things. Okay, so go to personal trainer certification. Now you're going to see a couple options here. Non-proctored. No, don't waste your money. If you want to work as a personal trainer, you need a proctored exam. Anything that says non-proctored, ignore. Okay, certification exam. Here it is. It's $3.99. Make sure you have your trainer book. If you want to buy a practice test, be my guest. But you only need to purchase this $3.99 certification exam when you buy it. And I've already bought it. It's going to take you to this. I click on it. You're going to register. You're going to do an at-home, live remote proctored, or local test site. That's up to you. If you've ever taken a proctored exam before, though, they're going to make you clear your desk. Everything has to be away. Someone's going to watch you like I'm a little Zoom camera watching you. Not me, but someone. And that's how they do it. And they're going to tell you you can't get up from your seat. I prefer to go to a test site. I like to go in and get out, although I've done both. I've taken I don't know if it was the health coach. I took one of them online just to try it. It was fine. The guy told me to, he's like, oh, don't move over there. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I moved my hand one way. And he was like, don't do that. I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just say, though, you're going to do it locally at a test site. So you're going to search in your region. So our zip code, let's just say around school is this. Let's just go, I guess 25 is the smallest. We're going to search. Now, these are the test dates. I got 7 locations here. Learned Academy right down the street. Integrated Technologies in Glendale, one in Inglewood, Long Beach, Woodland Hills, Cal State Northridge, and then Burbank. So I'm assuming Learned is going to be closest to us. It's like down the street just off of Vermont near Wilshire, 1.9 miles away from campus. And then what it does is it's going to give me that specific availability. So if I was to push this out into January, look, all this opportunity is here. So let's say I pick the 31st. It's a Friday. I'm going to say the only option right now is at 10 a.m. So I select that. I'm going to save and continue. Okay, so now it auto-populates all my stuff. This is my old address. I don't live there anymore. So we'll leave it there for now. I do need to update that. So it's going to ask you for your CPR AED certification. You need to get it before you apply. Don't worry about getting it through us. go through American Heart Association or American or Red Cross and get a face-to-face, a live component CPR AED certification. Heart Saver in the American Heart Association is the easiest, probably it's called Heart Saver. It's CPR and AED combined. It's all you need. It probably costs about 50 bucks, 60 bucks. You take a test online. You can do it that way, or you can just go into one of the local test centers, schedule the appointment, schedule the session first, pay for it, and then you just show up. It takes about 4 hours. You get certified. Mine is good until 2026, so you can see it's already populating. Now, you're going to select your exam. You're going to pick personal trainer exam. I'm going to pick my language. You can do English, simplified Chinese, Thai, and Finnish. Definitely not going to take it in Finnish, but I'm going to say English. Do you need special accommodations? So now, candidates with documented visual, physical, hearing, and learning disabilities that prevent them from taking an examination under standard conditions may request special testing accommodations and arrangements. Candidates with limited English proficiency where English is their second language may request extra testing time. If that is you, hit yes, and then ACE is going to contact you to coordinate all that. Okay, I'm going to save and continue. All right, here's my information. My exam fee is $249 because I already have the certification, I think. Yeah, because it's a recert. I'm already certified. So you got to put your legal name down. So make sure you have that. You may reschedule your ACE exam up to 11 p.m. the day before, right? Or basically 11:59 p.m. And then you would have to do a reschedule fee of $149. So do not reschedule. Okay. I do not, for any changes listed above, I agree. Yep. You have to do that. Here's all the details. Look, you show up, you schedule it and show up. Yes, I agree. Purchase this exam. So now it's going to go into my cart. I'm clearly not paying for this because I'm already certified. So you would proceed to checkout and you could pay in these ways. Let's see. Let's see what else they do if we get here. Amazon, PayPal, credit card. I thought they had a payment option. But again, your price should be $399. But I guess that's it. So PayPal, Amazon Pay, credit cards. Okay. So that should be it for signing up. Once you place it, it's booked. You're going to get emails about the testing center and what you need to do. And go from there. Now, once you take your exam, you're going to see in your dashboard. So here you see me with a little grayer beard. Not bad. But what happens is once you take the test and you literally leave, it's a room, you go into the room, you leave it, there's going to be a printout of some kind that's going to tell you whether or not you pass and what you got. That automatically will populate right into your account. And so now you're going to see my certifications. I'm GFI certified. I'm medical exercise specialist certification. I'm also the ACE health coach certification. So let's look. The MES is a little bit more advanced than the CPT. And by the way, I just took all these. I just took them. But you can see here, where is my access, my credential? Oh, I can view my certification details. So let's just I'll show you what happens. You'll see this, that you're certified. You'll see your pass date. You can view your results and you can see I did okay. I got a 6 out of 6 on the 6 out of 600 essentially on the health coach. GFI, I got a 662. I didn't do so as great on the medical exercise specialist, but I passed. And then this is what shows, but this is irrelevant. Once you pass, you pass. If you don't pass, it's going to show you what you did and what areas you didn't do as well on. So that would be an area of opportunity to look at that. So in a nutshell, this is ACE. This is how you sign up for it. And set you're going to go obviously to the student account. And I'm going to use that link right below that I've set up here. That's where you're going to want to purchase the test. If you want to get a practice test, get a practice test. That might be a strategy for you. I'm going to leave this class open so you can retake the practice exams for 6 months. I'm going to close this class in June. I should probably close it sooner and force you all to take it. And if this is a fall class, if this is a summer class, I'm going to close it. I'll leave it open for 6 months. So June until December. All right. So there you are. Both two different classes, two different semesters. This is how you can use the coursework that we have here, and especially the quizzes. The quizzes aren't the exact questions, but they're pretty darn close. The concepts, the content is the same. So you can use the quizzes and do what you want with them, and you can also use the final exam that I created. The problem with the final exam that I created for this course is I can't weight it the way it's weighted in the test, the ACEs kind of structure there. I don't have that ability in Canvas to just pull parts. So it's basically going to be everything, all the chapters, all 16 chapters, mixed and matched together in no particular order. It's randomized. So you might unfortunately get a little bit more of one than a little bit than another, and that might I don't want that to negatively impact you anyway. So it's just be aware of that. If you have questions, please feel free to email me. And I think that's all I got for now. I hope you had a great semester. I look forward to seeing you all in Kin Major 131. That's where we'll actually be training. If you're going into the spring, there's exercise testing, group fitness class, Kin Major, let's see, 114 is techniques of instruction, group fitness. Kin Major 113 is exercise testing and prescription. And then we also have our Kin Major 131. If you're a fall student, spring student going into fall, we have our FMS, Kin Major 217, Kin Major 218 courses. That'll change hopefully in the next few semesters as we get more students coming through, and more certificate programs, that we might be able to offer more of these courses essentially in one semester. But as it stands right now, it's about a year's time to kind of get through everything, because we can't teach all the classes all at once until we get more students going through the program. So if you know of any students that are interested and want to take part in this, let them know. And then let's get you into 131, Kin Major 131. That's going to be the course where you actually get to train someone. I'll be there the whole time. It's going to be face-to-face. You're going to put everything to practice, including all of the things that we learned in this course. So I'm hoping that all of you are interested in doing this will sign up. All right. I look forward to hearing from you. And when you pass, let me know. I was going to say, if you pass, when you pass, let me know that you pass. I want to hear how, about your successes, and we'll go from there. All right. Have a great remainder of your semester. And if you have any questions, like I said, please feel free to email me. Talk to you soon.